Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're well. Welcome to another episode of Mind Offload with me, Pamela MC. What is mind offload? Mind offload just means release the things that just keep you backwards, release the things that keep you from doing nothing with your life, release the things that just keep you down in your mind and therefore keep you down with your physical body as well, keep you from actually fulfilling your dreams, your goals daily. That is what Mind Offload is about. Today, our topic is you are your daily activities. You are your daily activities. I know it's self-explanatory, but it's obviously easier said than done. We have picked up certain habits, we have picked up certain traditions, we have picked up certain ways of doing our daily life, but some of the things that we have picked up, we just find ourselves in adulthood question order. But this is not aligned with who I actually want to become. This is not aligned with who my future self actually is going to become. So then how does one start doing the activities that actually propel them towards who they want to become, who they know is required for the future that this world is going to be. And I mean, if you're going to be around in the future, you might as well get yourself equipped, you might as well get yourself in the habits that will actually allow you to have a good time for the future life as well. As usual, I'm going to ask you and myself some questions. I'm always answering these questions. You guys can give me your feedback via WhatsApp on 069-5199-567, and I'll read that feedback here as some interaction. The first question that I've got is, who do you want to be for yourself? Who do you want to be for yourself? What are your actions? Are they aligned with the person that you want to be? And I'm not talking about, I wish to be Connie Ferguson, I wish to be Basetsana Kumalo. No. There comes a point where you know the truth about, no man, there's only one Babalolo. And the Babalolo that I wish to give to the world is a person who behaves this way, walks this way, talks this way, works this way, loves this way, interacts with other human beings in a certain way. So, have I begun being that person? Or am I waiting for money? Am I waiting for a better job? Am I waiting for a certain type of exposure in the public space? Am I waiting for certain gigs before I can be that Babalolo? You understand, or it does not actually make sense to be waiting for something else just for you to be who you want to be. Because I mean, who has to carry this soul every day? Whose body has to carry themselves every day? You. So shouldn't you start being the person that you want to be for yourself? Even before the money actually starts flowing in, just think about it. Shouldn't you actually just start living the life that you want to live? Start being the person that you know you deserve to be for your future self. This person that you want to be, are they binge eating? Are they binge watching some stuff on TV? Are they busy surrounding themselves with friends or just associates that are not talking about things that can progress themselves towards where they actually want to be? Are you busy spending time and days and months on activities that you don't actually wish to be doing in your future life? This person that you want to be, are they honestly sitting there just binge eating? Are they honestly just sitting there letting time pass by? Are they sitting there not being able to account for the past month? Are they sitting there not busy taking their to-do lists and saying, you know what, this is what I set out to do for myself and I didn't do it anyway? Is that who the future man, the future woman that you are going to become as an older person? Let's say in 10 years time at 43 years old, like myself, or if you're 23 at 33 years old, if you're 53 or 43 at 53 years old. that person that you want to be, do they just sit around and laze around and pass time with associates, with friends, with family, with themselves, with children? Do they just keep themselves busy and they actually cannot account for how does this thing actually fill a return for me? I mean, there's a difference between refueling your soul. Like I spoke about that. I spoke about rest last week. You can watch that video if you want to check. You can refuel your soul. You can refuel your energy by spending time with friends and family and your loved ones. But at some point, you have to admit that you have to spend time doing things that will earn you financial return, sustainable financial return that is required for the future that you are going to exist in, for the economy that you are going to be. Guys, we are already in a very difficult economy. I do not think you must tell yourself, things are going to actually get cheaper in the future. That is not how economies work. So are you behaving in a way that prepares you to survive financially in the future economy? Or are you a binge reader? Are you a binge problem solver? Are you somebody who is challenging their minds regularly to say, how do I solve for this complex issue of human beings? Are you constantly spending your mind and energy asking yourself, okay, I see there's this challenge in society. I see there's this challenge in society. What can me and my mind actually do to resolve this issue for society, to make life easier for myself, for those around me, and of course for the broader society that will actually pay for that service? Are you teaching your children the norm of reading? Somebody said, I think this past week, children aspire to be like their parents. Children look up to their parents. Like, no matter who you may be, no matter what you think, oh my goodness, I'm not accomplished enough, oh my God, I'm not much. When your child looks at you, they see a person who knows everything. They see a person who's doing everything right. They see a person whom they can emulate. Is it emulate or emulate? But they see a person whom they can copy. Are you doing things, because your child is freshman, they're brand new, are you doing things that can teach them habits that will actually eventually help them build a type of life that can give them returns? I mean, when I'm talking about reading, you can be reading fiction, you can be reading how to get better at maths, so that you can learn how to piece things together. Or when somebody is putting forth a product to you or selling something to you, you can be able to have the time and patience to ask, how do you say this thing works? How does it actually go from point A to Z? And how will it actually benefit me? Those are some of the skills that mathematics teaches you. How to actually solve a problem from its very inception to a point at which it can be usable by human beings. Do you have the patience to read those types of things so that you can firstly learn, this is the process of actually getting something that looks like it's a complete product, but it actually took little complexities to piece it together? Do you have the patience to ask somebody, unpiece this thing for me and piece it back together for me, so that I can also learn how to piece little things together? So that I can then teach my child how to piece little things together. Do you have the patience to do that? Do you at least do some leisure reading so that your child can actually understand how different minds work, how different minds invent things? If they read the stories of other people, your child can be exposed to worlds beyond them. I know people talk about this. I know you've heard this before. Read so that your mind can travel further than what you have seen, what you have touched, what you have been exposed to in your physical environment. Your mind can take you further than that, so that you understand the capability of the mind. Do you at least pick up a book around your little one? Or for yourself as well. No, man, surely this is not it for my mind, like I always say. This person that you want to be in the future, let's say, Vele, you want to travel the world, you want to drive a BMW, you want to influence the gadgets that people use. You want to influence the type of fuel that people use. I think I saw online somebody had created a cheaper fuel or something. You want to influence the way people bank. You want to be this great banker. Can you at least influence yourself first? Are you able to influence the way you eat? Are you able to influence the way you actually move your own body? If you want to create active way in the future, you want to maybe create certain clothing, and you want to influence those people, are you at least able to influence yourself? Got small little things that are around you. Are you able to influence the time that you at least wake up? I mean, really, what type of change do you think you're going to effect in a healthy manner if you don't even begin by trying to effect that change in yourself? Are you going to be the type of parent who obviously knows how to influence the behaviors of their own children in a positive manner, non-toxic manner, not in a way where you are screaming in the house? Are you able to be that kind of soft towards a positive direction with yourself now? Have you started practicing that? Like, how do you hope to attain that type of, maybe let's say, soft parenting if you can't even soft reparent yourself and change your own habits? Maybe let's say one day you're picking up, oh no man, this behavior of my child, I don't like it. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you don't even know how to actually direct them towards a better behavior in life, because you haven't even redirected yourself from bad habits, from bad ways of doing your life. You haven't even achieved that type of discipline with yourself, but you're hoping to God that your child will actually listen to you in the way that you actually discipline them. Have you actually started disciplining yourself? Are you disciplined with yourself? Do you save money when you say you want to save money? Do you tick your to-do list? Do you action your to-do list when you say you're going to? Do you keep the promises that you make to yourself? If you're hoping that you're going to teach your child to actually keep certain promises that they make to themselves, for themselves, if you're going to teach your child, my child, these are goals you must set for yourself. I want you to try to attain, let's say, 60% or 70% in this subject. I want you to practice 1, 2, 3 every day so that you can actually attain those goals. Do you actually do that for yourself right now in your adult life? Understand that if you struggle to do that with yourself, and you're getting frustrated with yourself, and you're getting impatient with yourself, and you're giving up with yourself, it's going to be so much easier for you to frustrate your child to also give up on your child. Or maybe never mind give up, but to then want to effect toxic ways in which you want your child to achieve this thing, because you don't even know a healthy manner for you to really achieve proper goals. So, guys, it starts with ourselves. It starts with ourselves. Do you value the promises that you make to yourself? Do you actually get up and action them? Talking about value, the next question that I've got for you. Do you know the value of your mind and energy? Do you know the value of your mind and energy? Or are you hoping that someone will come and say, this is the value? Let's say you're thinking, once your employer has decided that this is the value of your mind and energy, that's where you're going to stay. Do you know the value of your mind and energy? When people ask you to take time out of your own plans, of all your own goals, to do something else, like, are you always just ready to go and do it because you don't understand the value of your energy? Every time you're doing something with your body, you're using up energy. Every time you're using up your time, you're actually taking away from the value of eventually money that you potentially could be investing in yourself. So every time somebody asks you to do something, do you understand the type of value that you are exchanging? Are you able to then say, okay, if you want me to do this for you, or if you want me to MC your event, if you want me to take time out and do this marketing for you, this is how much I'm going to be charging you. Are you comfortable enough to know how to price your value? Or is everything free with you? Because that is how you treat your time and energy, because you don't spend it on things that are actually valuable, that will give you returns, financial returns in the medium future and long-term future. Do you go out into the world and allow anyone and everyone to waste your time and allow yourself to be affected by whatever's happening externally and still not control, or this is what I have set out to do, and you're not even going to learn the discipline of actually holding your mind accountable to actually stay true to the course, stay put to the course, no matter what is going on around you? Do you know how important it is to not let external factors affect everything that you are doing with your time, because you understand the value of your time, or those things still affect how you spend your time because you have not started valuing your own time? Get out with yourself alone. You have not started putting time away to not be on social media for the sake of being on social media, but rather maybe pick up a book and read. Pick up a book by an entrepreneur. Pick up a book by a marketer. Pick up a book by, or just read content and research by a scientist, so that you understand when somebody else calls you out of your time, you can remember, this is what I would have been doing with this time. Therefore, I'm going to explain to you whether or not I can take time out to come do that thing with you. Or you know what? If I really want to do that activity, this is what I charge for it. I mean, I'm not talking about friends and family and people who refuel your soul. No, I'm not talking about those people and your children. No, I'm talking about outside of resting and refueling. You need to understand that your time is money. You need to value your time. Do not let anyone and everyone waste your time. Understand that there's a moment for certain topics that are just frivolous, and then you need to refocus and pay attention to paying time or spending time on things that give you returns in the medium and long term. And I mean, who knows what media making is going to be soon, immediate. If you don't value your own time, you're not going to be able to actually communicate the value of your time to people outside of you. Hear me and hear me well. If you do not value your own time and do not actually keep the promises or your to-do list to yourself, or actually account for your own time to say, this is my time to be gymming, this is my time to be reading my mathematics, this is my time to be reading my academics, this is my time to be working or improving on my banking skills, this is my time to be improving my editing skills, my speaking skills. If you do not start doing those things, you do not then learn the value of time, and you will never be able to communicate the value of your own time. Could you possibly be waiting for somebody to say, come, let's go to this workshop and learn a new skill. Come, let's go study. Come, let's go read a book and broaden our mindset and actually become global citizens and not just remain a South African citizen or a Gauteng citizen, or, let us go. You're waiting for somebody to come to you. I just want to tell you, nobody is coming to do that for you. Nobody is coming. Guys, let us use the time where people are encouraging us, motivating us, and just telling us, it begins with us, it begins with our mindset. You need to be able to control this thing. It is yours. You must fight this thing every single day. Every time it tries to take itself over, you must tell it that, hey, when I am in charge, I tell you what we are spending this very thing on. This thing is your money. If you are never able to control it, then you will always see it 24 hours go, and you can't even account for what you did with it. You will never be able to see the difference in your life year on year. Guys, if you're a young person, and I mean, honestly, if you're younger than, in my head, I'm thinking, if you're like, okay, there's literally, I think it's Mel Robbins or something? She's like 54 years old, that lady. And she's still pursuing her life and her dreams. She's still fulfilling the things she actually wanted to fulfill. Because, I mean, her children can benefit from her financial resources that she's now generating with her successful podcast career. Her children can still benefit. Her grandchildren can still benefit. Our children deserve to have a better head start than we did. And guys, money makes things easier for every human being. Money is not the only thing that we need, but money makes things easier. So please do not discard the value of having to put aside time to invest in how you spend time towards generating money. Our children deserve something. They must find something waiting for them like this, and that child then will be a little bit more confident and will know, I can compete on this level. If my mother began here, I can then take it from here. And my grandchildren can then take it from here. Start competing further and further towards where more money is. We don't all have to say no. As long as I survived, as long as I ate, as long as I had a roof over my shoulder, that is it, I'm good enough. Guys, the future is going to be quite competitive for our children. We need to set them up in a way that makes them confident enough and resourceful enough to compete. And we need to set their habits and teach them by seeing us do certain habits and have certain lifestyles and achieve our goals. We must make it a norm for our children to see us doing certain things so that they also just make it a lifestyle. Or on Mondays, this is what I have to do. By Friday, this is what I have to do. I rest Saturday and Sunday. And on a certain day, I just have to do this thing. Because this thing eventually will generate income for me. Do not spend too much of your time on things that don't even generate income. I mean, really, why are you doing that, guys? How, guys? We cannot continue spending all of our time on things that don't generate income. Decide how much of your time should actually go towards the things that will eventually generate an income for you, so that you are set for retirement, so that your children are set and your future generations are set. You cannot be the generation that will still need to rely on government for retirement income. Let us not be those people. I know this was a tough podcast. I get very passionate when I speak. And I mean, I myself am still even learning to really make these habits a proper lifestyle for me. Sometimes I'm like, when I'm supposed to be reading my textbook, I'm spending more time on the business because I'm having such a tough time maybe comprehending what's going on in the textbook. But these podcasts are also to remind myself, no, baby girl, there is value in formal education. It teaches you how systems work, how these systems that we live in work. These systems are not going anywhere, no matter how in denial we are. I might as well know and start understanding how to play this game. And if I cannot read my maths, I will not be able to track my rands and cents. And guys, our money gets lost in the cents. If we get lazy to count our cents, to understand how this math actually trickles down to cents, then we'll always find ourselves with, why do I not have savings? Why do I not have this? Because I never bothered to actually account and track for my cents. Just because I never bothered to read my formal academic work. Let us not take for granted the ability to still learn and expand our minds. It will save us a lot of trouble. It will save us a lot of money that we can put away for ourselves when we eventually retire one day and enjoy maybe traveling the globe and having that big car one day. And it will help us to also give these lessons to our children. This thing, what are we expecting the teachers to teach our children life and success? We are expecting an employer to teach. Guys, no one is going to do that for our children, especially when they are young. Let us start them young. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a wonderful week. Take care of yourself. Take care of your time. Take care of your mind. It is you against your mind. Be cognizant of that thing. Tell it, we're not going to focus on this. We're not going to focus on stress. We're not going to focus on being down. What does that give me? It's wasting my time. And time is money. Energy is money. Do not spend your energy being depressed. Do not spend your energy thinking about something that was never even going to give you returns to begin with. People won't say, but people are laughing at me. How is thinking about that ever going to actually even help you generate money? There are lots of things to be thinking about. Your time is money. You've got things to do. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you guys on the next episode of Mind Offload. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and let's keep growing. Cheers, guys.